guys, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart, and today's reading is for the zodiac sign of Virgo. So Virgo, this is your December 2015 reading. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you can go to my website www.carolsuniverse.co.uk. You can find all my testimonials on the website. They're very, very good. And yeah, let's get on with your reading for the month of December. So your general advice is a really weird one in a way. It's the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this is you guys, okay? Because you are an earth sign. The Queen of Pentacles is earth. If I'm turning over pages, it's because I've decided to make notes on each of my readings for the December month and what sort of immediately comes to mind rather than just going ad hoc. I really want to kind of go a little bit more in depth, okay? So, this is a card about, when it's in the upright, the Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing character, okay? But remember, she is Pentacles, and Pentacles is all to do with what we have. It's the materialistic side of life. But it can also be about being very, very grounded and being very realistic about where we are. She's a mother, she's an earth mother. She's a career woman because it is Pentacles. It's to do with money, work, that type of thing. She is a very kind of, I think she's a very warm character in a way. And she's very kind of, I would say, reliable. And she's very, I would say she's quite an authentic character as well. Because the King of Pentacles usually is quite a reliable father figure. She is a mother figure. And she's very reliable. And she's very kind and warm. When it's in the reverse, she is very materialistic. She is, she can be a bit spiteful in the reverse. She only has a regard for the outer, so what's on the surface, her clothes, her makeup, her hair, that type of thing. She is very aware of social status, and she's very kind of into that type of thing. So it's what makes her look good at the end of the day. And I feel that this card is saying that you need to be aware of your own truth in the month of December, okay? I feel that it's almost saying don't hold on to things that don't serve you because they're materially secure, if that makes any sense to you. Don't be afraid to kind of step into your own truth. That's what I'm feeling here, Virgo, for the month of December. This can also be somebody who's quite shallow when she's in the reverse. She can also be a very, very fickle friend. So she can be someone who is quite deceptive when she's in the reverse. And I feel that this is almost like saying what we have is all an illusion in a way. It's all about what face we present to the world, how we want people to think about us, how we want people to see us in general. But all of that is really kind of not that important when it comes down to what you truly are, how you truly feel, and what you truly want to give to the world. It's not all about the outward appearance. It's not all about what people think about us. It's more about what we think about ourselves. So I feel that the general advice for the month of December, Virgo, is to step into your own personal truth. Don't be afraid to move away from anything that's not serving you or anything that kind of has you tied up to something that isn't going to serve you in the long run. Whether that's a job, whether that's a person, whether that's a situation that you're in. I feel strongly with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is, and also when I look at this lady in reverse, it's like she's trying to hold on to that one pentacle for dear life. So she's trying to hold on to her security for dear life. I mean, this could be to do with the advice is that you're going to need to hold on to money, for example. You're going to need to hold on to what you have and make the best of your resources as well. So I feel that could be another explanation for the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, because when she's upright, she's quite resourceful and she's quite abundant in the upright. But when it's downright, she's obviously holding on to what she has for dear life. So in another way, we could look at the advice card as saying that you're going to need to kind of hold on to your cash because probably some of you are going to be moving away from or considering moving away from something that is probably not in your best interest, or that you've kind of fallen out of love with, or you no longer have a kind of passion for, or it could be to do with a corrupt environment maybe that some of you guys are in at the minute. That's what's coming to my head. But I feel that it's in the overall message for the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is not to be afraid to step into your own personal truth, lose any shackles that you have on you in terms of material worth or the face that you present to the world. And also it could be that you're going to need to be holding on to resources, so don't be so kind of flamboyant with your resources in the month of December. I know it's Christmas time, but I feel that it's saying that you still need to be kind of aware of what you're spending, how you're spending it, and don't just spend for the sake of your wants. You really have to consider your needs at the same time. You're going to have a great Christmas, I'm sure, but just be aware that what resources you have, you need to hold on to them, okay? And also, as I said, on the other hand, don't feel that you are trapped into a situation because of the material kind of look of it, or how it kind of presents you to the world, if that makes any sense to you guys. So the general energy is the Emperor in reverse and the Chariot. What I noticed with these two cards, Virgo, is that the Chariot is racing out of the Emperor in reverse. So it's almost like it's walking away from a sinking ship, or it's walking away from or it's kind of moving in its own direction away from something that is unbalanced. When you get the Emperor in the upright, this is a card about balance. It's a card about someone who's really intelligent. He's a very stable figure. He's a father figure. He is a very kind of reliable, resourceful type of person. Remember, an emperor is bigger than a king. So kings rule one kingdom, emperors rule many. And with the emperor, he's very powerful. He's very strong. He is a ruler. He's a loving, kind father. He is a very balanced person. He is very methodical. He carefully assesses a situation that he's in order to come to a really good conclusion. He can represent maybe a boss at work, that type of thing. So it could be that for some of you guys, the general energy is that you're thinking about moving away from someone who doesn't really have your back, maybe in a workplace, because when this is in the reverse, this is a card about a lack of self-discipline. It's a card about having problems with authority. It's also a card about you could be having problems maybe with children, that type of thing, when the Emperor is in the reverse. So sort of losing your control over children. It can also be a card about ambitions that are not fulfilled within a workplace or within your own life. So kind of losing control of a situation, or that maybe status or something that you want, or something that you thought was kind of a surefire bet is kind of out of your reach at this particular moment. It can also represent someone who's quite untrustworthy. So I feel that, I don't want to sound negative because it is Christmas time, but I do feel that some of you guys are going to be making a conscious decision to move away from a sinking ship, or move away from a situation that you don't feel is really kind of in tune with who you are. So I feel it's going to be an unbalanced situation that maybe some of you guys just make you make a clear decision on to say, you know what, this isn't for me and I don't really want to be a part of it. And I feel that you're going to just decide to kind of say, well, this doesn't serve me and I'm going to be moving on. And I feel that this is why we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, because this if you're going to be moving away, especially if it's a work situation, and I do feel that it might be a work situation for some of you guys. If you haven't already moved away from something, you're definitely considering it at the moment. And this is why we have the Queen of Pentacles, I feel, in the reverse as advice, which is saying to you, don't stay kind of attached to anything that is not serving you simply because you feel that you have to do it, because if it's not got your back, and if it's something that's causing you some issues or some problems, then the best thing to do is kind of to make a clear-cut decision with the Chariot, lose the conflicting ideas. We've got two horses here on this card that are trying to pull this man in different directions, and if the man let the horses take complete and utter control, they would basically tear him in half. So it would be an absolutely awful situation. So he's trying to rein in his emotions. He's trying to, the horses represent his emotions. They represent his ideas. They represent his thoughts. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to kind of rein those conflicting ideas or emotions in so that they run in tandem together. So he knows that he's got to be in control. The Chariot card is all about directing your energies. Where do you want to direct those energies? Okay, do you want to keep going left and right, or being indecisive about something? This is about harnessing your willpower. So harnessing your inner strength in order to go direct to the goal. Okay, this is what it is. It's harnessing in the wild horses. The wild horses stand for emotions being all over the place. So basically what we're looking at here is the Emperor in reverse, which is a very kind of unbalanced, unstable, a very kind of, how can I say, this can even be feeling like a repressive situation going on, because when the Emperor is in reverse, when he's upright, he's quite an expressive. The Emperor is not worried about expressing his opinions. That's why he's called the Emperor, because he is top of the tree, he's the father figure, and he's not afraid to put his foot down. But when he's in the reverse, he almost becomes very insecure, which makes him angry. He feels that he's lost control, which makes him very tyrannical, very angry. So on the one hand, we have a lot of control here with something, and on the other, we've got the loss of control driving you wild. But the card is saying that you need to rein in those wild thoughts and those wild energies and those wild feelings, and you need to kind of just channel them toward one thing. So you need to harness in all of those kind of emotions that have gone all over the place with you. So the general energy for the month is about you reining in anything that is making you feel like your life is in disarray. It's really important that you know this, Virgo, that for December, and we're coming up to January 2016, where we're looking at a new year, and so it could simply be making a resolution whereby maybe your drinking has got out of control, maybe you're smoking too much, maybe you're doing too much, whatever, and you're going to need to make a clear-cut decision and say, I'm not going to be a part of this anymore. So I feel that the Emperor in reverse is the disarray, it's the confusion, it's the lack of balance, the lack of stability that's there. And I feel with the Emperor card, it's saying rein in those emotions of confusion and direct your energies to a clear path. And that's why we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, I feel, which says don't be afraid to let go of something that no longer serves you in December. Just think about yourself. The Chariot really for me is a card about thinking about yourself, really thinking about yourself, directing your own willpower towards what you want, your goals. It's a self-satisfying card. It's about satisfying yourself. It's about directing your own energies to what you want to do in life and not what anybody else wants to do. So if that means leaving a job where you've got a tyrannical boss and feeling, what am I going to be moving on to? It's making the plans and it's doing it, but knowing that you've got to be careful with the resources that you have at the moment. If it's leaving a job that gives you status, gives you prestige, but you've not reached the top of the tree, hence the Emperor in reverse, and you're really kind of thinking, I want to leave that and maybe pursue my own interests with the Chariot, then it's saying to do that. But also know that don't live in fear and don't feel that, I have to stay with this particular job because there is a certain prestige with it. This is where the Emperor, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse comes. She's all about the status of something, how something looks on the outside. She's a very shallow character. But this card is telling you not to be shallow, not to kind of feel that you have to stick with something because of the prestige and the status. You don't need to stick with anyone, anything. You are the driver of your own life. If you're going to be leaving the job, then know that you're going to need to watch your pennies over the Christmas period. Now, the general and the the events that are coming up for you guys potentially in December. I mean, I always say as well with these readings, Virgo, that these events can be 2 weeks before December starts and 2 weeks after December is finished. So we're looking at an 8-week span. So sometimes these energies don't take effect exactly at the time, but they do take effect, I believe, within those 8-week periods. Okay, we've got the High Priest. The High Priest is, and by the way, I'm using the Witch's Tarot, okay? So the High Priest is an authority figure, all right? He's a counsellor. He's called the Keeper of Secrets because there is a locked key in here, but he's not unlocking it. He's asking you to unlock it. So he's asking you to find the answers. This is what the High Priest does. He gives you guidance, but at the end of the day, the answers that you find with the High Priest, and it's the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite deck, that's what it's called, but with the High Priest in the Witch's Tarot, he gives you the tools you need in order to unlock the mysteries of life, or unlock the hidden truths, or unlock something that you've not been able to kind of fathom for a long time. Okay, he is someone who gives you lessons. He gives you tasks. Okay, so in a way, the High Priest, when I look at that card, it's about setting you a test. Okay, a test of endurance. And sometimes in order to find and unlock the hidden truths within our lives, we need to go through a test in order to learn a lesson. What lesson did we learn from something that we experienced in life? And how can that help further us? Okay, so the High Priest can also represent maybe a conventional establishment. So whether that be a church, whether that be in education, it's anything really. Anything that has convention. So it's usually... You find the High Priest, for example, within representative of corporate environments, for example. A lot of corporate environments are represented by the High Priest. It is an establishment, an established order, an established way of doing things. Okay, it's taking the kind of, it's living by the status quo of something. Okay, the High Priest doesn't really have time for mavericks. But in this card, you are the maverick because you're unlocking something. It's a lesson that you're learning with this card, okay? It's about gaining deeper understanding, deeper knowledge of a situation. The Three of Cups is next door to the Hierophant, okay? So the Three of Cups is a card of friendship. It is, in the Witch's Tarot, it's called the Power of Three. Okay, 3 is a very powerful number. It's the number of manifestation. It's also the number of initial completion within the tarot. Okay, so the initial completion of something that is now ready to be given birth to. This is also a card about growth. Goals coming to fruition. As I said, number 3 is the initial completion, and now you're ready to give birth to something. It is spiritual and psychic growth. Happy occasions, gathering of friends, family, that type of thing. But I'm looking at this as being kind of the unlocking of something here. This is what I'm feeling here. With the High Priest and the Three of Cups, I'm looking at the unlocking of something here that leads to greater awareness. This is what I'm feeling that's going to be happening for you guys in December. I feel that you're going to be looking towards the new year, and you're going to be looking at the lessons that you've learnt through 2015, and you're going to really be directing that, which is why we see the Chariot charging out of the reversed Emperor. So it's almost like directing energies, knowing exactly where you want to go from a state of maybe where you've been, which is chaos, unknowing, unbalanced, and it really speaks of it here. You want to move forward, okay? You're releasing a lot of the materialism, a lot of the bullshit maybe that you've built up during 2015. And it's really saying that once you've learnt the lessons of what you've been through, there is a chance for absolute growth. We also have the Tower card. It's not my most favourite card, but it's a necessary card to have. Because the Tower card is about breaking down untruth. And really we see this with the High Priestess card. Gaining a deeper knowledge of a situation, okay? So with the Tower card, what we're seeing is that we're breaking something down. sometimes this card can be about a secret that's been revealed that you didn't know about. And maybe it could be that there has been a secret, or there is going to be a secret revealed within the December months for you guys, because we have the Three of Cups. Now, whilst I say the Three of Cups is the power of three, it's growth, it's manifestation, it's abundance, it's an expansive card. This is also, Three of Cups can be a card of gossip, so women gossiping, for example. And sometimes, well, a lot of the time, what happens with gossip is it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. There is an expansion of gossip. So for some of you guys, it could be that there has been gossip within the workplace. It's a situation where you want to move out of it. Maybe this Queen of Pentacles in reverse is telling you to beware of people who wear a mask, or people who are not what they are trying to tell you that they are. So fake friends, because the Queen of Pentacles can be a fake friend as well. So the advice could be move out of a circle of people, for example, because we have the Tower card here, which is showing a revelation coming to light, okay? But I feel that because we're going on a more kind of spiritual journey within this reading, that the Tower is really saying to you that there's going to be a cleansing and a transformation, because when the Tower comes, when there is a breakdown, I always say a breakdown is actually a breakthrough, because breakdowns take you to a point where you have to look at yourself, and you have to look at your life, and you have to look at what it is that you've done. And the lessons are within the High Priest. The lessons are saying, what have you learned? Because when you learn those lessons, that's when you unlock the mysteries of who you actually are. So with the Tower card, I'm looking at a situation where I feel that there may have been a lot of negative energy for some of you guys over the past few months. But what's happening here is, along with the King of Swords, with making a decisive decision on something, taking action on something. That's what the King of Swords does. He assesses. He is swords. He's about challenges, but he's also about fairness, okay? And he's about the way that we think, okay? So he uses his thoughts and then turns them into action, because he is an action figure. He holds a sword and he's ready to strike at any time. So it could be for some of you guys that maybe this King of Swords is a person who has caused maybe some havoc in your life, because we have the Tower next door to him, okay? So it's almost like with his sword, he has taken the glean of something. So maybe this is a situation where you trusted in someone, for example. Maybe there was some form of trust going on here. Maybe you are the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you feel like you're losing hold of something as the advice card, okay? Maybe you feel that something about you is slipping away. The mask is finally coming off. And if we look at King of Swords, this could be a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra individual. It looks like he's holding up his sword. Yes, I did it. Yes, I have finally unveiled the fake, or unveiled the truth. It looks like he's actually chopped off the top of that tower, the way that these cards are directed. So maybe someone has kind of revealed a truth to you. And this would be this King of Swords person here. And maybe that's why we see you charging out of the Emperor in reverse. Okay, charging out of a situation which has caused a lot of upheaval and difficulty for you. Okay. But either way that you want to look at these cards, Virgo, this reading is really saying that whatever it is, whatever upheaval you have had, or will have in December. And I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but it, you know, from all bad situations or all difficult situations, there is always a good side to it, because we've learned a lesson, and the lessons that we learn from are what take us to success in the future. So I feel it could be a man that's maybe caused some havoc with some of you guys, and you're having to face a very uncomfortable truth. When the Tower strikes, it's always uncomfortable, whether it's facing something within ourselves, whether it's facing an external event that surprises us that we didn't see coming. It always kind of helps, because it helps to build us up again. This Tower is the cleansing. It's cleansing. The reason why the Tower falls down, Virgo, is because it needs to cleanse and transform you. From the ashes you rise again. There can be something you've built. But this Tower was always built on something that was faulty. It was never going to last the test of time. Because when something is built on something faulty, what happens then is that it needs to be rebuilt on stronger foundations. This wasn't built on something that was strong. Okay, so it could have been that there's been some gossiping workplace, considering maybe, I don't know, a guy or something like that, and maybe the glean has come off this. Maybe there's been some truths that have come to light for you, and you've just kind of decided to leave it behind. Maybe there's been a lot of fake friends or something, or fake people that you've been around, people that wear masks. But this has all happened because it's trying to teach you a lesson. Not in a bad way, but it's trying to make you face up to something that you've not faced up to before. We then have the Magician. And we also have the Ten of Wands. Now, the Magician card, I love that card. It can sometimes mean a trickster, a deceiver, that type of thing, but not in this reading. The Magician is in fact you guys, okay? The Magician is, it's us. It's what we create. It's using what we have to create something better for ourselves. The Magician harnesses all of the power of the suits, okay? So he harnesses the power of the cups, the emotions. He harnesses the power of the swords, the ideas, the thoughts, the challenges, you know, the power of kind of getting yourself through adversity. He harnesses the power of the wands, and he holds a wand, the power to create through vision, and he harnesses the power of pentacles, the power to turn our visions into reality, okay? So it's the law of attraction running all the way through the Magician card, okay? It's about our very emotions, our very thoughts with the swords create the emotion with the cups, which create the vision with the wands, which then create the reality with the pentacles. So he harnesses everything here. And this is saying that you have all the tools you need to create a new existence for yourself going forward from December into January. Okay? This is what this card is saying, Virgo. You have all of the tools that you need, okay? So don't be despondent if you had to move out of something that kind of did not happen or did not occur for you, because it didn't happen with the Emperor in reverse and it didn't happen with the Tower. But both of those cards were really saying that through hardship you have learned a lesson with the High Priest. The High Priest is trying to teach you something. It's trying to help you to acknowledge something about yourself. That's what it's trying to do, okay? And with that acknowledgement comes expansion with the Three of Cups. And with expansion comes create, and I'm talking about spiritual awareness with the Three of Cups, okay? Because the cups are also very spiritual, okay? They're a very magical suit. They're about tapping into our energies, inner energies. They're not about the outside, they're about the inner and what we feel and what we can manifest from that. So the Magician card is really about taking all of those tools off all of the suits and turning it into something that is real and viable. Okay, this is what your Magician card does. Now, there may be a struggle towards this because we have the Ten of Wands facing it. The Ten of Wands is a card that is based on having a lot of commitments. It's feeling overwhelmed by something. It's carrying a lot of burden. But it's a very important card because the castle, if you can see that, just above that guy is the goal. That's where he wants to get to. That's the realization. That's the manifestation. That's where he's traveling to. But he walks directly towards the Magician. So this is where he wants to get to. He wants to get to the manifestation. He wants to get to the point of where he can realize who he is and his own power. So through all of this in December, it's going to be a great month for you guys. But I feel that in the quiet moments, this is what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to kind of make your plans and decide where is it that you want to go. Where is it that you want to go? How do you want to go forward? Even though it might be a struggle, because some of you guys might have to face up to a reality that you didn't want to face up to. You might have to face up to an idea that maybe something that you built your hopes and your dreams on didn't come to fruition. But the fact of the matter is, if something doesn't come to fruition, I always live by the saying, Virgo, that what is right for you will never go by you. So if it's a relationship that didn't happen, for whatever reason that was, it simply wasn't meant for you. It simply wasn't meant for you. A lot of people spend their lives thinking about what if this, what if that, if only. But it's pointless because I believe that there is a plan in life for everybody, a plan in life for everyone. And if something is meant to be, it will be. But if it's not meant to be, then it won't be, which is why we have the advice card with the Queen of Pentacles. Don't hold on to things because of the outer status of them, because something felt really good in real time. Sometimes what feels really good may not be good in the long run. So it may be a struggle to realise this for you, because you might have a lot of kind of things going on within you, a lot of fire energy. 10 of Wands is the epitome of the numbered cards, okay? It's number 10, it's endings and new beginnings, okay? He's on the final leg of his journey and he's wondering, can I actually make it? But he can. So there's a lot of kind of tired energy going on with the 10 of Wands, because it's the last hurdle that you're on. But you will make it, because the Magician faces you. So you have a lot of luck there as well in December going into January. And the final two cards, Virgo, we have are the Five of Cups and the Justice card. Whatever it is that you feel that you lose out on, if you feel that you lose out on something, and I feel that this will be with the Tower in reverse, with the Tower and the Emperor in reverse and the Chariot, having to run out of something or make a direct decision or direct your energies in another way from something that perhaps didn't live up to your expectations, okay? It could be someone that didn't live up to your expectations. But whatever it is that you decided to turn away from, don't feel loss over it. You may feel upset about it, but this Five of Cups is really saying it's pointless, you know, consistently getting upset about something that was never meant for you or not meant for you in the long run. It wouldn't have been beneficial for you, okay? The Justice card is final. This is about balance, okay? This is about the law of karma. What goes around comes around. But I'm not saying that whatever happens here you deserve, not at all. But really, for me, the Justice card is the law of the universe, the law of attraction. It's the law of karma, okay? What we put into something is what we get out at the end of the day. But the Justice card really, in this reading, is saying that balance is being restored for you. You just need to open up your eyes to it, okay? It's about equilibrium, okay? This is also a card that talks about things being out of our hands. So sometimes the universe will create a situation, because not only is it trying to teach you a lesson and trying to make you look deeper with that High Priest card, okay? But it's also trying to give you expansion with the Three of Cups. What the universe is trying to do as well is when it breaks us down, it is to build us up again, but even stronger, okay? Now, it might have external people that do that for us, but it's a good thing that they've done that for us, because they are our teachers. People are always our teachers, okay? They are not our enemies. They're here to, they're lights. They're here to kind of teach us a lesson or teach us something about ourselves, okay? The universe provides the tools, but it's for you to act upon them, okay? There may be burdens that come along with this, but you will reach the goal in the end. You may suffer some loss, but you still have options in front of you. The loss is behind her, the option is in front of her. And with that comes justice, balance, equilibrium. You start from zero again, where you need to be to start afresh. So for December, Virgo, it's a very good month, okay? These energies could have started in November. They might pass through slightly in December, and they might just finish in January. But what I'm saying is it's not going to be a stressful month, but it is going to be a month of some inner reflection. We're heading off into the new year, 12 months of whatever it's been for you. And really, this reading, I feel, is saying that you need to learn some lessons here. And the lessons that you learn are going to open up a whole new world for you guys. A whole new world. You just need to have a look at things in the right way. That's your reading, okay, Virgo, for the month of December 2015, all right? I'm going to be coming up with, because I'm not doing my contract anymore at this particular workplace, so I'm going to be doing lots more reading. I brought some different, I think they're called playing cards that I've been studying, so I want to do some love readings for you guys for the new year through those. I've also got the yearly readings, general yearly readings coming up, so I'm going to be working on those this week. hopefully be able to start recording them next week. And I'd just like to say thank you so much for taking the time to join me on Carol's Universe, and have a very, very good day. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.